Hello, my name is Luke Burmeister, and in this presentation, we'll be going over the digital forensics that are involved with Mac computers. In this presentation, we'll be going over many different topics. One topic is that the Mac forensics field is fairly new to the way of digital forensics. Another aspect is that the Mac's file system is new to the criminals who use them compared to their Windows counterpart. Another topic is that the complications that arrive for the forensic examiner during the forensic procedure that is due to the way that the Macs are built. Lastly, we'll be looking at the main digital data analyzing tool for Macs. Digital forensics is relatively new to the world when compared to physical forensics, which started around the 13th century. That being said, digital forensics became a growing need in the 1990s as computers were made available to the public. When they were made available to the public, it also created more criminal acts on those computers. Digital forensics was originally a Windows-dominated field, meaning that a small amount of Macs, or relatively no Macs, had criminal acts used upon them. But as Apple stock began to drastically rise in the mid-2000s, so did their products. As more people use Macs, the more crimes that became involved with these Macs. Although this may be true, Macs do have a reputation for being more secure. Although Macs have the reputation of having a more secure system, it is mostly due to the fact that their file system is different than the Windows file system and their OS is different. File system is a way to control how data is stored and retrieved. Without it, data would be stored in one large area without any idea of where one part of the data starts and another part of the data begins. The file system of the Mac is the Hierarchical File System Plus, which is HFS Plus, and it is the successor of the HFS, which was created in 1985. Most forensic examiners, and criminals for that matter, are used to using the New Technology File System, NTFS, which was created by Microsoft, and Microsoft also has a lesser noted file allocation table, which is called FAT, and it's another file system. But most people use the NTFS file system, and they are used to it using on Windows computers. There's not much differ between the two, and most of the reason, again, as I said, most of the reason that Mac seems more secure is because the HFS was less used for forensic investigating and criminal acts in the past few years. It's only become more popular as Macs became more popular. When a Mac is targeted for a forensic investigation, the overall investigative procedure remains the same, meaning the documenting, imaging, and analyzing of the computer. Macs create many complications for the forensic examiners during this process. The two main complications come in the imaging and analytical phase. The complications of the imaging process are, one, that the MacBooks do not have an obvious hard drive cover, which makes physical forensic imaging less useful. The only ones that do have easy access to the physical hard drive is the old Mac Pros desktops, which actually have the tower next to the monitor. To combat this hard to reach hard drive, Macs have built in a target disk mode, and this target disk mode allows for the Mac itself to become a hard drive, which is only available through the password. So if you do not have the password, then you cannot get into the hard drive. Which, although if you do not have the password, you can use certain buttons when booting the computer that will allow you to breach the password. But once you do that, the owner will know that you broke through the password. The analytical process also has complications. What the analytical process is that it involves, after the image is taken of the hard drive, the forensic investigator looks into the drive for any criminal actions. One complication to the Mac system is that because it's Linux based, when files are deleted, they are completely deleted and they do not leave a record of the deletion. When files are deleted, they go into the unallocated space on PC. But Mac, because they completely delete the files, it does not go into the unallocated space, and the unallocated space is much less usable than it is for PC. Mac also has a built-in program that gives the option for its users to effectively wipe the hard drive of all data. This can lead to various complications for the forensic investigator, to seeing nothing on the hard drive, to where it could have had numerous criminal acts on it. The Mac also stores internet cache data in a contiguous file compared to PC, which stores it in small files. This internet cache data can be used to see temporary files that the user might have looked at while on the internet. Mac also stores config files in multiple folders and files and in multiple locations, whereas PC has an ordered registry. This can lead to more complications of how long the forensic investigator it takes to go through all the files. Lastly, the Mac does not record any devices that were previously attached to the computer. This can lead to someone deleting any files or removing files from the Mac previous to the forensic investigator looking at the computer, to where the forensic investigator does not see anything wrong and would not see anything that attached to the computer once it is removed. In order to complete the analytical process of the forensic procedure, you would need a tool to help go through the massive amount of data that you get from the Mac. Black Bag Technologies makes a great tool that helps this process. Black Bag is a leading tool in the area of Apple and Android digital forensics. The Black Bag package, which you can buy all at once or you can buy each program itself, it includes 4 programs: Mobilize, Blacklight, SoftBlock, and Macquisition. Mobilize and Blacklight are for mobile device examinations, such as phones that run under the iOS operating system. So all Apple phones and some Android phones. One program that Black Bag offers is a program called Mobilize. Mobilize is a triage tool that allows for the immediate access to data on iOS and Android devices. Mobilize helps prevent the massive backlog of mobile devices that are stored as evidence in law enforcement agencies, which helps cut down on the massive amounts of devices that are stored in the evidence lockers. Once plugged in and Mobilize is started on the phone, it begins collecting all relevant user data, which is available for viewing, searching, and filtering within minutes. Because it is a triage tool, and triage meaning quick and effective, officers are able to gather the evidence on scene, or if they feel it's more necessary, it can be taken back to the lab for a more comprehensive search. For the more comprehensive search, it can be easily imported into another program which Black Bag offers. If any data is deemed for a more comprehensive search, the data from the Mobilize tool can be easily imported into the Blacklight tool. Blacklight is a multi-platform forensic analysis tool that allows forensic examiners to quickly and intuitively analyze digital forensic media. This program can sift through large data sets of messages, emails, and app data with the file filters. Blacklight also includes a built-in GPS mapping on messages, which allows for the forensic examiner to see where the receiver was when he got the message. Blacklight also offers a full accounting of social media on the phone. Blacklight can be used also for Mac forensics, but is largely associated with smartphone-related analysis. Other than mobile data analysis, BlackBag also offers programs that can analyze data from Macs. One of the programs is called SoftBlock. What SoftBlock is that it is a software-based forensic write blocking tool. What SoftBlock does is that it allows the forensic examiners to quickly and safely preview the data contained on the devices in evidence before the data is imported. What write blocking does is that it allows the forensic examiner to search through the data without changing the access dates, which is very important because it maintains the authenticity of the data. Because it is a software-based write blocking tool, which is needed for all forensic examinations on computers, the forensic examiner can use it on his machine, which aids the forensic examiner by not forcing them to buy any expensive or cumbersome physical write blocking equipment, which from previous slides is shown to have less effect because of the hard to reach hard drive. Once SoftBlock is installed on the forensic examiner's machine, he can then install Macquisition. Macquisition is a 3-in-1 toolkit for analyzing Mac data. Three components of this are the live data acquisition, a bit-by-bit forensic imager, and a targeted data collection. So let's go through what these are. Live data acquisition logs live internet and chat data, but it can also save volatile RAM to a destination of the examiner's choosing. This is important for building cases against criminals, which can hide criminal data. The imager logs corresponding hash values while taking a bit-by-bit copy of the hard drive. These hash values are used to authenticate data. It takes both MD5 and SHA-1 hash values. But before the live data acquisition, the forensic imager is used, in which it can then be used in the targeted data collection. The targeted data collection can selectively acquire email, chat, address book, and calendars. These are all very important on Mac to building a case for the forensic examiner. In summary, we have learned that Mac digital forensics is a relatively new field, that Mac security comes from its uniqueness and newer OS layouts, and it's not as secure as it seems. It's just that hackers haven't found ways to beat the new system. We've also learned that Mac's built-in programs can cause a forensic examiner more trouble than they were expecting, and possibly giving the criminals the upper hand. We've also learned that BlackBag Technologies, which is a leading forensic tool, offers quick and efficient ways of manipulating the Mac system. Thank you for watching my presentation on Mac digital forensics, and have a great day.